The Lost Property Office by James R Hannibal, Chapter 4. Panic set in. "Sadie!" Jack left the food on the counter and raced to the elevators, the only nook he couldn't see from the cafe. No Sadie. One car was open. The other was on the 4th floor, already coming down. She hadn't been gone long enough to make the trip all the way up there. "Sadie!" Jack called again, eliciting worried glances from the Americans. The rest of the adults in the lobby, the Frenchman, the clerk behind the counter, and the woman who had called for a taxi, all scowled. Jack instantly took in every expression, felt them pressing against him. He wanted to jump into the open elevator car and disappear, but he couldn't, not without his sister. He squeezed his eyes shut and covered his ears. Think! Sadie had seen a man in a brown coat, some guy who had looked like their dad. Then Jack had looked up and she was gone. No. She had said something else, hadn't she? "He's going to leave, Jack." Not just leave the lobby, leave the hotel. While Jack was playing on his phone, Sadie had followed some random guy onto the street. His mom was going to kill him. The exit from the Eurotrek lodge was a big automatic revolving door that moved at the pace of a 100-year-old tortoise. Jack tried to push it, but that only made it stop. He pushed again, and it squawked at him in the excessively calm voice of a digital Englishwoman. "Caution! Door in motion! Door in motion!" Jack threw his arms in the air. "No, it's not!" Once the revolving door finally let him out, the situation did not improve. The hotel stood on one corner of a busy four-way intersection, meaning Sadie could have followed the man in the brown coat in any direction. Horns honked, taxi drivers shouted, bells jingled in every direction, and beneath it all was the relentless buzz of pedestrian chatter. A man to Jack's left was calling in late for work. A woman to his right was on the phone with her bank. He heard the account number and everything. At the same time, some synapse deep in his brain informed him that the engine of the nearest double-decker bus needed tuning. "I don't care about the bus," he almost shouted it to the crowd as he covered his ears again, but covering them didn't help. The street noises were too numerous, too loud. Fighting a headache, he scanned the pedestrians, all shuffling along in one direction. One direction. Of course, this was rush hour. Sadie had followed a random guy in a brown coat, but random brown coat guy had his own not-so-random purpose for being in London. Odds were that he was headed in the same direction as everyone else at 7:30 in the morning. Downtown. Jack clenched his teeth and dove into the stream. The shuffling pedestrians absorbed him into their amoebic train, bumping and shoving him along so that he barely kept his feet. The onslaught of chit-chat and cell phone conversations hit him from every side. Flashes of color in his brain were obstructed his vision. White noise. I need white noise. His mother had suggested the solution several months ago. She had bought an MP3 for his phone, a continuous loop of rushing rivers and ocean waves that drowned out the world. He fumbled with his earbuds, struggling to plug them into his phone and constantly missing the port, thanks to the jostling of the crowd. Suddenly, the phone flew from his grasp. It clattered to the pavement behind him. Above the horns and engines and buzz of the crowd, Jack's oversensitive ears picked up a heart-wrenching crunch.